Hello, we're back. Did you want more? Anyway, it's Thursday, the 9th of October, and you are being spoiled and more saucy content from the Sensoria source himself. Plenty is said about Russell T Davies and his show running and his writing and his ideas. This is not me tonight. I've had my go. Basically, he was out of control, is the essence of it. So settle in for a nice natter. Now, reminders that last night we went stellar with a great lively chat with the missing episodes hunter himself, Philip Morris. So do check that out if you haven't seen it. There's some tasty little bits there. I won't spoil for now. And obviously, we covered the great RTD sulk itself. I mean, he won an award and he seemed to sulk, didn't he? That was the night before. And of course, plenty of content and energy. So do ensure you like, subscribe, hype afterwards, repost, tell your neighbours, pester everybody in sight, and you never know. One day somebody will have heard of the Sensoria. So, welcome one and all. And of course, there's another little item tonight, just in case, just to liven it up. And I call it Undoctorly Conduct. 2 video clips, case studies by me. Now, don't want to be on my own. And I've got my friend on, and let's have a look. Now, there should be a red carpet. I've got a red border. Is that good enough? I hope so, because it's the Queen of the Woke. Chat, don't shout about it. It's Rachel.
Hi, I'm back. Hello all, you all right?
Yeah, I thought I'd better take the slide away about undoctorly conduct from your face. That's not a good
Yes.
intro.
Well, no, I mean, I can't be dealing with undoctorly conduct right now.
I should
Apologies for the voice.
I should say the red, white, and blue is then for the Queen of the Woke. Then shouldn't I? Really, I should.
Yeah, you should do. You should. Yep, 100%. But yes, it's good to be back.
Yeah,
Please excuse the voice. I got sick, chat, again. Woohoo! But I'm okay. Not like last time. I am okay this time.
yeah. And of course, you can give us lovely teasers all night, but just before we're going to start any second now, but go on, give us one teaser of a video that's just plonked on your channel.
Oh, what has just plonked on my channel? Really good update with if you've been following the Tilly Norwood saga, the so this fake AI actress has ripped off, well, the creators has ripped off Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad. So yeah, that was interesting. And I went through and I had a look at some of the work that she's done. And that's interesting.
So there you go. Chat, don't shout about it. You know, she's got that name for a reason. So here we go. Are you ready for rocking and rolling? Here we go. So everybody knows that I have this horse whisperer. I was going to say I'm the source whisperer, and of course, I'll just introduce it properly. And if everybody has joined us and not been on the Sensoria too much before, I do at last, after long last, after always taking the mick out of other streamers who say they've got a source, who ends up being the tea lady. I do have a media source, and so he's given me an awful lot of tasty stuff. So anyway, we always delight in everybody trying to guess who he is, what he is, and all the rest of it. So,
YouTube is melting with everyone pondering, thinking, sweating over who is the source.
Be allowed to make contact with the source.
Prepare for access to the source.
Therefore claim rapport with the source, so that you may make your judgment.
I have to play that because it's a bit like communion. I have access to the source now. We now enter his domain.
Is it applesauce?
Well, this is it. I mean, whatever takes your fancy, Rachel. So here we go. Russell T Davies, bless him. The gift that keeps giving.
Oh, yeah.
So, see how you feel about this one, Rachel.
Okay.
Russell had an opportunity to reset Doctor Who and to put it back where it always should have been. He did it once before in 2005. He could have done it again. The problem is he changed it to the point where he couldn't do it anymore. He was unable to for various reasons, and we're going to go into those in a minute. Discuss. How far do you...
Ominous, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Right. Well, definitely the first part is correct. He brought it back. He did quite well. I mean, that's a tough thing to bring back, and he obviously had to put a bit of updates in and things like that. So it was taking a huge risk doing it, and it paid off. But he did make a lot of changes when he came back the second time, and everyone noticed. And the thing is, he's always going to be compared to his early version as well, I think.
And one of the funny things, Rachel, was why was this coming up in my conversation with the source? I tend to do 4-hour chats and I record them, you see. This is how it happened. And so you're chatting and socializing and everything. And I said something like, the Disney tick list, the DEI and all the rest of it. And then the source said, hold on a minute. Nah. Don't you dare blame Disney. This is all on RTD. Ooh, and just said, no, this is RTD. It's all on him. His decisions are his lot. And so this was the starting gambit, Rachel, really.
Well, that doesn't surprise me given what he said at the BAFTAs the other day, which I didn't pay attention to the BAFTAs. Shock horror. I probably should have done given my channel, but the Thing King sent me the clip, and so I watched it. And yeah, well, it kind of, if you put 2 and 2 together, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does, that he
Yeah.
had the elbow. He's a bit angry about life. He doesn't
Yeah.
like compliance. He doesn't like to be told what to do. Do you, Rachel? I mean, with us YouTubers, I mean, we have such free reign.
Oh, we have wonderful free reign. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no compliance.
No, not at all. I mean, that video that got demonetized last year for me and then suddenly remonetized, and then we find out YouTube censorship was going on. Of course not.
This thing is, and I said this the other day, everybody's got a line manager. Everybody, the broadcasters like BBC
Yeah.
have Ofcom, for God's sake.
Yes, of course, yeah.
He's moaning about censorship. Unbelievable.
Well, yeah, and he's got to toe the line somewhere because he's obviously got to comply with what Ofcom want, and obviously there's the watershed that you've got to consider. But then if you want to write the stuff where you're not censored and not make it available to everyone, then you think you've got to do it for the stage, but then you've got people overseeing it from Equity and the Society of London Theatre, so you're still going to have it.
It's interesting here. Doctor Who fan one says, I thought he had nothing to do with it the first time round. I tell you what has changed. I mean, there's a lot of things that had changed with Russell T Davies, but one, actually, to be fair to the crew then, he had some really good science fiction writers in that first season or two. And that's the big change. Toby Whitehouse, Paul Cornell, Rob Shearman. If you really look at the range there, as well as obviously Moffat, he didn't use all them this time round.
No. Quite a few of those never really came back either, did they?
Nah, and you know what it's like. There's always, you wonder, don't these people work with you? The Carcassy, there's been the photo of Peter and you see, what they're doing in the thread is they're talking about Peter and Janet have been seen filming, and we're all talking about season 20.
Yes, I saw
one.
something about that.
Yeah, so that we all detect something's up.
They're doing something for a DVD.
Yeah. Considering how wildly different the past couple of seasons were, I wonder how much influence Disney really had. Well, that was why I said what I said to the source, but now he does go into detail. So this is just the opening gambit. So there you go. To be fair, that's what he looks like in case Exhibit A. Russell in front of a TARDIS. There you go. Right. Okay. All the boxes that he ticked were not box ticks, Brendan. They were him. That was coming from him. He was being enabled and supported, and instead of the executive team saying, Russell, this isn't good enough, this isn't Doctor Who, it needs to be scary. So, it was made very clear to me from this media insider, you can't blame Disney, Brendan. You can blame Bad Wolf for very bad oversight. Sorry, RTD decided what his boxes were. Do you know what? You saw what he said the other night at the BAFTAs, and he's talking about censorship, and you're going, but it was all your box ticks. So, you made your own rules up. You had plenty of freedom, mate.
They gave him the freedom to do it, and he took the ball and he ran with it, and still complaining about censorship. That didn't make any sense to me at all. I was just like, but he's done all of that. That makes no sense. But I mean, it's not surprising. Disney would have had some say, but I'm surprised they didn't have more say about the box checking, because they've been very hot on the box checking. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I think Disney's so big that
Yeah.
there's Disney brand and then there's Disney buy-ins, and I think my understanding from the source is they were happy just to buy Doctor Who to be put as content as it used to be.
Mm.
And what happened is and so they kind of give him more free reign. They weren't full of all these lists. The thing is, he decided he wanted to do it differently.
But that makes no sense. He was trying to then perhaps appeal to an audience that he thought needed appealing to, but weren't there.
Oh,
Maybe.
I think he showed. I think in essence that he was maybe out of touch when he was more in touch in 2005 with where the television trends were.
Mm.
Because you know what it's like. You can be on trend, and then when you get a lot older and you try and be on trend, it never quite works.
No, of course it doesn't.
You
No.
might as well give it to somebody younger
Yeah.
who actually does get it and has a bit more energy and will take more risks.
So, like, maybe he's seeing like all of these changes that have been made in entertainment. Right, I've told you casting has been weird. Simon Anthony's told you exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and they've been doing all these changes in casting. So maybe he thought, oh, if they're rolling with that, then I can do what I want and I could make this the way I want it to be, because like now in casting, this is more recognized. Is that a possibility? I don't know.
Well, I remember when I was talking on another channel before all this started with RTD the second time round, and you had Doctor Who fans in a couple of camps. I'm the first to say it. At that point, I was thinking, oh, RTD back, gosh, that's what we need after Chibnall and everything.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm honest about that because RTD, I was relying on what he'd done before, although I didn't think it was perfect, but it was a lot better than Chibnall.
Oh yeah.
So, yay, I was like that. But I was so aware that there was other Doctor Who fans who were going, no, he's changed. Now, I haven't been monitoring everybody's temperament, so I hadn't picked up on that, but they were right.
They were right, yeah. I didn't ask for him to come back, but I didn't think it was a bad idea, actually. So, you know, when he came back, I was like, okay, Starbeast gets off to a pretty good start, and then it got sort of like full stalled, and then I was like, just switched off, you know, because after that pronoun lecture, which we didn't need.
Do you know what? I know it'll be part of my case study later, not the pronoun bit, because I knew everybody would expect me to do that one. But
Yeah.
But it seems to me, Russell T Davies, when he gets to those little scenes between the bigger scenes, the small talk he writes is always so kind of on this kind of agenda instead of just small talk. He seems to always have that this kind of weird topicality he wants to do, which I actually think is what's the killer.
And do you know what's funny? You should say that is, out of all of the writers that we had for those two returning series, the one that you would have expected it from the most would have been Juno Dawson. But that didn't really happen.
No, not really.
No, not really, no.
Do you know what? In a way, he was comforting himself with certain writers that would distract all the attention from
yeah.
him. But actually, he co-wrote with them. It's all over him. You know, no excuses at all. So just there you go, everybody. I was put in my place nicely, but said, you know, it's RTD's tick boxes, his agenda, nobody else's.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised.
And just before I do go on, at that last bit, I suppose, because it joins to the next one, this isn't Doctor Who. It needs to be scary, and then we move on. We need monsters. We need to bring back the Sontarans, as an example. We need to reimagine the Ice Warriors and whatever it is. We need to get on with it. And of course, what did he do? The babies, them slugs that hardly moved, the childer that were just doing cosplay, Sutek, which was CGI, Omega, which was CGI, the Rani, who were two women wearing the same knickers. I mean, what was the hell was going on?
Oh, I know. You know. Like, I didn't see the point in the Rani coming back. Very good, very talented women doing it though. I can't fault them. But Omega, no. I mean, I didn't see the point in Omega coming back either. Sutek, I was worried about as well. But like, do you think we could get away with reimagining the Ice Warriors?
It was an example. In my
Um,
case, I think we should
okay.
just move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, move forward. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had Ice Warriors since coming back with New Who, have we? At all?
Steve Moffat. Steve. He
Oh,
did one
Stephen
called.
Moffat.
He did it two. He did two. Cold War and Empress of Mars.
Oh, okay. I've for the most part with Stephen Moffat's era, I've watched it all once and
Yeah.
then never gone back. I don't. He's good, but do I find it rewatchable? Not all the time.
Are you watching
So
on
I
Saturday
forgot.
nights?
Sorry.
Are you re-watching on Saturday nights? You know Moffat's era is getting repeated.
Yes, I heard that. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the ratings are doing.
Garbage, our moderator, he watches on Saturday nights. In fact, when I was talking to him last time, he said, "Oh, I've got it on record. I'm you know," and he was
Oh,
aware with it.
okay.
Now, don't go here. I watched Matt Smith this morning. That was last week's In Time of the Angels, and I couldn't believe how far this franchise has dropped.
Time of the Angels is good.
Yeah, and I have to say, look, yeah, 11th Hour was his start, and it was a very good launch episode. Of course, it was. It still wasn't the era I wanted, but I'm not knocking it. But
No.
when you watch it now, compared to what we've just seen, I can
Amazing.
see what Dom Gore means.
It's amazing, yeah. Yeah, I think we do need to move forward. Like, unless there's anything from classic that was like a one and done that you might be able to bring back for a one-off or something like that.
The thing is, if you really think about the last two seasons, as the source says, and you can disagree with him, everybody in the thread, whether you want just villains back or whatever. But the point, I want monsters back. But we had the bogey monster, the Goblin King. I mean, dear God,
That was
You know.
Pan's Labyrinth, wasn't it?
yeah, Jabba the Hutt done to music. I mean, I just really, where were the scares? And I remember when we did the review of Dot and Bubble and that slug that will go so slowly. It's like everybody takes the mick out of Paradise Towers when Sylvester McCoy had to put his head into the claw of the cleaning machine. But basically, you had to walk into that slug to get caught.
You see, this is why I said get better slugs, you know. Remember what I said ages ago?
Yeah. So I do think we need. It's I know he didn't think he was going to be sacked, and that's the situation. We're in a situation.
What about bringing back like
the
the
Daleks?
meddling monk or something like that?
I
Sorry,
suppose.
very sharp.
I suppose the meddling monk might hit that same blooming ridiculous situation, Rachel, as in the Rani. Or maybe,
Oh, maybe, yeah.
You know, do you want to CGI the meddling monk?
Oh, good God, no! What an insult to Peter Butterworth.
Exactly. Although, as I think a lot of fans are now saying, just bring back some. Sorry, not bring back. Just invent somebody interesting new. Just do that.
Yeah, that would be good. Thank you.
Now, this is a tester for you because we're talking about bringing back monsters and that feel-good factor, and it depends what era you like. So, I'm going to say, how happy do you feel? Happiness Patrol. Here's Garbage's first intervention tonight. Garbage Who? Give him a sub. Happiness Patrol. Happiness will prevail, Rachel.
Okay.
Happiness will prevail. When you smile, I want to see those teeth.
I understand you're responsible for this planet. And is it a happy...
And everyone on Terra Alpha is very happy. Don't worry, I'm back. Fifi's been eating too many chocolates lately. Dreary closed. Happiness will prevail. Oh, there we are, my dog. We're a team, Fifi, you and I. You take the vermin in the pipes. You betrayed me. You're supposed to be waiting for Fifi. Fifi.
Well, I re-edited it thanks to what Garbage sends me, and I thought she beats the crap out of him for taking her hair off. And it's a good excuse to play that lovely mouth organ music at the end. I love that. So there you go. A bit of happiness patrol, everybody. I hope you're happy.
Bring back Sheila Hancock.
Yeah. And thank you, Garbage Who, for that AI.
Yeah,
of
that
course.
was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is not Doctor Who, Rachel. This is something else. He's going too far. He's not even actually writing the Doctor. He's not. He shouldn't be. This is the Doctor. Shouldn't be the star of his own show. That's what I've got that wrong. Sorry, I'll say that again.
Yeah.
I'm putting words in his mouth. Yes.
I was trying to work it out.
5 streams in 5 days. That was he's not actually writing the Doctor. He's not the star of his own show. Yeah, as I always obsess, going not companions again. Not.
Oh yeah, companion centric. I rewatched the Girl in the Fireplace the other day, which I hadn't seen for a while, and I must admit, not having Rose at the forefront, I like it.
It's liberating, isn't it?
It's
I mean,
refreshing.
we went through it, but oh god, it's just...
I still say, John Nathan Turner really introduced the companion centric aspects. Really, if you think about it, I say that's not a bad thing, but he did it once in a while, and that's absolutely fine. Once in a while, I still think the only time that it ever completely works in New Who, and I don't even know why I'm calling it New Who anymore. It's over 20 years old now, but was Series 4. David Tennant and Catherine Tate, and Bernard Cribbins and Jacqueline King. Those four, wow, phenomenal.
Yeah, that was I agree with you. You kind of think, God, not a family every time, but that kind of worked. And for a while, Rose and Jackie Tyler, I kind of the boyfriend bit. I was a bit, oh god, and then it was just too much mush to me. And then when we had Father's Day, I thought, oh god,
Father's Day was like, whoa, hello.
Yeah, so here we go. Phil Owens, Brendan, you're sacked. I hear they're looking for teachers. Oh, yeah, here we go. But Garbage didn't like the Girl in the Fireplace, so you'll have to watch your review and decide whether you've turned him.
Probably not. I have my qualms about it. I do like it, but there are problems with it.
Well, people are joining in on the talk about Rose, and that's because the relationship was platonic. I think we're talking about an earlier period. Yes, not the Rose one. But yes, so yes, the writing of the show, etc., etc. So you can't have Shooty parading up and down, showing his ass. As impressive as it might be, that's not what the show is. It's not about his muscles and his body. There you go. Media Insider calls it out.
Well, you can't deny he's very, very fit, like muscular and all of that, like that. And RTD was just like, I'm going to show it off, or at least convince the people in costume to do it that way. I mean, Shooty just does whatever he's told in that sense with the costume. I mean, he didn't really have much of a choice, did he?
I remember at the time we said that looks more Marvel to me. It just looks.
It does.
It's an all action adventure type kit.
Yeah.
And yes, his body might be fine. He goes to the gym and that, but the problem is the Doctor's silhouette was never anything that was figure hugging. Never.
No, never. Even Jodie's wasn't. And they could have risked that with Jodie.
Yeah, she picked that though, didn't she? She picked those trousers and all the rest of it.
She did, actually. I'm glad she went down that route.
Yeah, well, she was trying not to make it sexual, but then it went sexual. David Frame, it's incredible to think that watching this podcast and others is more entertaining than the program. I know that can be like a backhanded compliment, or it could just say, how bad is the show that this is any good? But yeah, I know what you mean. David Harding, I agree with Rachel. It's okay to give a bit of time to the companions so we flesh out their characters, but with New Who, the companions and their families took over the show, and it became soap opera.
Soap.
Will you please take off? Will you please clear off this planet. The Doctor was desperately wanting to get out of his exile in the 1970s. And then this 15th Doctor just says, do you know what? I'm going to plonk myself here. I'm just going to stay here. I mean, John Pertwee would have had a word with him saying, get off the planet, will you? I mean, it's ridiculous. So, Stephen O'Neill in Wigan, I don't mind classic monsters returning if they are treated with...
Yes.
And this is the problem. And I think this is the problem when we're always told go and touch grass, because they see it as criticism if we say what you did with a blue Sontaran wasn't good, and they go, oh, go away. Doctor Who's not for you. And you're going, no, can you just do what you should be doing?
Well, exactly. I'm surprised, that Disney didn't say. I mean, you said that they were just happy to have Doctor Who as it was, yeah. But I'm surprised they didn't put their foot down about that a lot more, because obviously, they got Star Wars. They didn't change Darth Vader, at least as far as I remember. They didn't change Darth Vader. They didn't change Han Solo or Princess Leia or anything like that, did they? I mean, I've only ever watched them all once.
No,
but,
I don't think that they did,
remember.
but
I know
Peter
I know they did a lot of things that they shouldn't have done. But
yeah. Peter Harrington, the Doctor's figure's never been important. This for me is lack of acting and a more visual tease. You've created a vacuum, haven't you? What you've got, is you've gone for what you think is a male Adonis in the part, and then everything else is secondary, and you're going, no, we need story. No, we need adventure. No, we need monsters, and we need a reason to watch. If it's breaking the fourth wall and there's a little chat, a bit of a joke about nappies and methane and that, maybe I could turn over.
I think they probably could. I mean, RTD is always like the childish humour, though, hasn't he? So,
which is that's a look, isn't it? I mean, Rachel, you know what men of a certain age, when all they want to talk about is farts and poo.
Yeah. How old is he?
I mean?
What, 60s?
60s, yeah. But get a fart joke in there, isn't it funny? A burp.
Oh, haha.
I know.
Yeah,
So,
no, he didn't write the Doctor in this. And you can criticise Shooty Gatwa as much as you like. Right, that's fine. But what the writing was doing was not what the Doctor should have been doing. So that's not Shooty's fault.
No.
In that sense.
And as TARDIS says here, Suit Economica were in name only. And this is one of our major contestants. RTD, you saw, I did a clip the other day of what he said in the Doctor Who concert. And he said, I need to come back because, when somebody big like Disney or big streamers coming in that don't understand the product, I need to be there to protect Doctor Who because I know the rules. And I'm thinking, but you've, as TARDIS has said, you've brought back Sutek, the Rani, Omega, the Time Lords, and you've tinkered with them. I mean, let's not forget the Time Lords are infertile. I mean, really?
Yeah. One of the best things that he did when it came back in 2005, was it 2005? Yes, it was 2005. I was going to say 2020 originally. It was he didn't have the Time Lords there.
Yeah,
that was a smart move. Not having them there means that they can't interfere, and then of course he brings them back in his third series, so he sets the ball rolling to use them again. I thought it was a really good idea getting rid of them.
Well, I think it's a good excuse now in between source material and our chat to show you undoctorly conduct case study 1. Rachel, are you ready for it?
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Wherever we are, could be worse. We've got Mavity. Was Isaac Newton hot?
He was. He was so hot. Well, is that who I am now?
Well, it was never that far from the surface, mate.
Never far from the surface. So I'm not going for the pronoun thing yet. I am actually saying this is out of order. I have struggled with this as a Doctor Who fan. There's certain lines that RTD, the great showrunner, the great super fan, as you saw then, the joke is he fancies Isaac Newton just like Donna Noble, and then but the killer line for me, never mind him saying, "Oh, is that what I am now?" is she goes, "It was never far from the surface."
Well, that's a load of rubbish, isn't it? I never got that impression, ever. And like, you know, why would she say that? She knew that he was. Goodness forbid, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Interested in Rose. Not that I ever saw them sort of like
Yeah.
together or anything, but she
Well,
knew that.
Well, let's be honest. You've just mentioned Rose 5 minutes ago. Then I
Yeah.
show you that clip, and you're going, It's always been under the surface, is Donna Noble. Who, remember, if he's right, forget whether he understands Doctor Who. Does he understand the characters he invented, like Donna Noble? Donna Noble was famous for missing an asteroid above her. She
Yeah.
never sees anything happening. She's just faffing with, her mates and everything on the phone. So she wouldn't notice that the Doctor's sexuality is bubbling underneath, would she?
No, she just wanted to travel with him and have a good time. That's all she wanted to do. She didn't care what he was up to. She wouldn't pay attention to that. It's through her travels, actually, I think, with the Doctor that she learned to pay attention to the finer details and develop as a character. But why would she have noticed something like that? Particularly when she's asked him specifically about Rose in the past, in that series. Like at the beginning, I think it was, and then in Turn Left, she brings it up again, and then at the end, she's like, "This is what he's trying to give you," and she explains it to Rose, so the Doctor doesn't have to,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, he's Phil Owens. Rose Tyler never got that impression that it was rumbling under the surface, his gayness either.
No, she was apparently chasing him, even though I completely missed that.
Yeah, Martha Jones should have sussed it. You know, what's the point of chasing a gay man? That's stupid. This is
when all
but-
he did was take her to the places where he took Rose.
But this is my very point, Rachel. I think RTD in those scenes in between the bigger scenes. So he's got two characters walking down a corridor. So he has to think of some dialogue. And so he ends up, they talk about sex, or they talk about attraction, or they talk about the size of your trousers, because she says he's got skinny trousers. You think, what? Is this it? Is this the great screenwriter? Remember, he's just got an outstanding award for writing, and you're going, it's always down to sex and who you fancy.
Yeah, which would explain why most of his content is not child friendly, because he has a lot of adult content, doesn't he? That's what he does mostly. Yeah.
And as our friends in the thread are also noticing, Mavity was mentioned. I'll show the clip again, this time with us there. And please, as actress, interrupt on what you're noticing along the way.
I hate Wild Blue Yonder.
I always call it the wild big chasm, wasn't it? Because there was nothing there. But anyway, I'll just set it up first of all. So first of all, let me get my right buttons. There we go.
Okay.
We're live. No, here we go. So there we go. So I will just set it off, and then do interrupt me when you want to say something about it.
Wherever we are, could be worse. We've got Mavity.
I mean, let's just mention Mavity. Hallelujah. As a lot of people in the thread said, Rachel, it never got resolved. What was the point of it?
No, it never got resolved. I thought part of the reason why they did everything that they did in Wild Blue Yonder, goodness forbid, I can't believe I'm watching this clip again, was to set up some kind of alternate timeline.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was happening. And it's like what they're doing on the screen. It's like that's how they're playing it, I think. It's almost like there's a certain disregard to what's gone on before.
Yeah.
And they're playing it this way. Because technically she should have died.
Technically she should have died. And I noticed when David Tennant came back as the 14th Doctor, he might as well be Bill Nye, because he pulls the same face with his jaw all the time.
Yeah.
Was Isaac Newton hot?
He was.
Right, okay. Right, so I totally believe Catherine Tate there, right? but I don't believe David Tennant. Like I genuinely believe Catherine Tate there. Her reaction is exactly what I would consider to be a natural reaction. But David Tennant, I don't believe. I mean, I just don't believe that he is fully committed to that. That's what it feels like.
And what's interesting in this iteration of Doctor Who, and why it's gone wrong, and why the source isn't happy about it, is Donna Noble is a human being, and so she's playing human very well.
Yes.
But the Doctor, as David Tennant played him differently, of course, in the 10th Doctor, and now, of course,
Yes, he did. Yeah.
you know, he reads the script and it suddenly says, "Oh, yes, he was hot,"
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, for God's sake. The Doctor never even noticed when he was the 4th Doctor whether Liz Sladen got changed into Victoria's dress in Pyramids of Mars or not. He just didn't even notice. And now suddenly he's noticing that this bloke's hot. Funny enough, and he wasn't hot either. He was under a tree acting like a prat.
But I also think that's true. I also think that it's an unnatural reaction because the Doctor wouldn't pay any sort of attention to, say this loosely, okay, trivial things, you know, what might be a big deal to us, to the Doctor that might not necessarily be the biggest deal. Colin Baker is a good example of that. He said, you know, he tried to play the Doctor like he would be absolutely devastated if he stood on a butterfly, but if perhaps someone died, he might not have that same reaction because he's an alien. There's a clear distinction between human and alien.
Well, exactly. And yes, and I want to show due respect as well. David Frame, thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Yeah, where's my manners? There they are. Thank you very much. I'll do a thank you in a moment, David, just after we've done our clips here, but I won't forget.
Was so hot.
Is that who I am now?
Oh,
Why would he even question that? Why would he be confused about that?
yes, if he's been gay all the time and it's been rumbling.
You see, there I believe him more. He's like, oh, is that really a thing? Is that really happening? It's like he can connect to that a bit more because he's like, I wonder if he questioned the script a little bit, you know?
If you really want to allow him any of this nonsense sexuality stuff, just say he's just had a regeneration and he's a bit, confused.
Maybe.
I'd have thought that for a second, but please, can we just not do the sex bit? But no, he goes there. What a waste of a line. The music, I think, I was surprised when I played this again. I thought, actually, you can feel that they wanted to build a tension. The TARDIS is mucked up in the background, and where are we? Come on. But instead, we're waffling on about who's fanciable in 1700. I mean,
I would be more concerned about sorry, there's a loud motorbike. What's going on around, because that is very ominous. Yeah.
And I think it's actually worse than anything else. Let's forget about Doctor Who and sex and sexuality. What's even worse is as a good, apparently accomplished writer, he's undercutting the tension. He's actually not allowing. It's only a 45-minute story. Can we have some tension, please?
Bring it on.
It was never that far from the surface, mate.
And I'm sorry, I love Donna Noble, but I'm sorry, I don't believe that line at all.
No.
That is a load of nonsense.
No, and look at the look of shock on her face. It's like, did I just say that? Was that something that I was supposed to say? Oh.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. So this is my interregnum between the two lots of source material. But I'll give you case study 1, and it's Star Beast, but it is not the pronoun bit, right?
But we do agree with the pronoun bit.
We do agree with the pronoun bit, but I thought I'd give entertainment to the thread. This irritates me almost as much as the pronoun bit. But to give you all a bit of fun, Rose does have a line in my clip, which you'll so love delivered. We'll ask the actress how well it was delivered in a minute.
What the hell is going on?
Where's your car?
We've got to save the meat.
Do you know what it is yet that I'm going mad about?
I'm trying to work it out. I only even watched this once as well.
It's the has everyone got it? It's the use of the Sonic. And do you know what I
I'm
mean?
mortified. I should have got that.
I think we're all in trauma and we try and overlook things. But when did Patrick Troughton's Doctor, John Pertwee's, Tom Baker's, bit of Peter Davison, when did they ever make a force field barrier? He makes two. I just don't bore you with the two clips of him doing it front and back. It ruins the story. It's an easy cheat. It's lazy writing, and it's not the Doctor, and it's not the Doctor's sonic screwdriver. Is that enough?
Well, you've won your case with that one. You know what I think of the sonic screwdriver? I couldn't believe that's what you were trying to get at. I was just like, yeah.
It's just
I don't know what was going on.
I just thought sometimes Doctor Who fans will say the pronoun debate and the bit at the end about the female presenting Time Lord. Yeah. There's plenty to come on them another day.
Yeah, no, my biggest problem with the Sonic is they got to get rid of it, really, to be fair. But it's just a cop out. It's just too easy to go, well, we'll just Sonic that. I get that what they were trying to do there, what he was trying to do there was do something different with it. But to be honest with you, you just cut it. It's not doing anything. I mean, it's gone from the John Pertwee days where he just told it and blow up a mine or something.
Oh God, sonic screwdriver when it used to just turn a screw. Wow. Now.
Oh yeah, that's like early Doctor Who, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll just show everybody this one more time for us to really feel the pain of it, because you've seen the pronoun clip endless times. Here we go. This just is such a cop-out for an accomplished, outstanding writer.
What the hell is going on?
Where's your car?
We've got to save the meat.
We've got to save the meep. We've got to save the meep. That. Go on, I'm going to play that again because we want our actress to give her review.
Where's your car?
We've got to save the
We've got
well, okay. So I won't say that Yasmin's bad. You know, I won't do that. I think how old she would have been? 18. She wasn't very old there. So you know, that's all to do with experience. I think there could have been more urgency and more panic, and that on part is also the director's fault for not bringing that out, because you know they're being shot at here. You know, but it was okay. It just needed a bit more welly.
It felt like you were saying, "Have you shut the back door before you go out?" It's a bit. You know, you're getting shot at by aliens that you've never seen, and you've got a big furry thing in the middle of the room with Miriam Margolisa's voice. I mean, you know, have you shut the back door? Have you got the key? You know, it's just
about this. Yeah.
Not good enough, is it?
No, it's not good enough. You could have done better with that. Well, he could
Remember,
have done better. Not you. Well, actually, Brendan, you could have written that
I could have
better.
done
You know.
I think the Who Pets. But the thing is, Rachel, that was the very first story back, of course, and he's already cheating.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's a bit of a letdown because it gets off to a really good start as well.
Yeah.
You know, so shame really. I
Now,
liked where it was going at the beginning.
Yeah, so I'm going to thank David in a minute, but I also thank Mad Mackham as well. Hi, both. Can't join the chat as travelling home, a quick motorway, and a super chat to thank you, Brendan, for the Mr. Morris interview last night. That's very kind of you. So you and David, I must say thank you too. Oh, bit of Mordrin.
Mordrin, yeah.
One of the Doctor's gadgets.
Don't want to miss the TARDIS, do we?
The wounded thing in the capsule. Maybe it isn't the Doctor after all.
Tegan is absolutely right.
Then come on.
Doctor, you're better.
Perpetual regeneration. Life without end or form. Mordrin.
Quickly, we've got to take off. That man, I don't think he's the Doctor. But he...
Doctor!
You're not the Doctor.
You travel.
Doctor, that's him.
Welcome to my ship, Time Lord. I am Mordrin.
When did you last have the pleasure of eating a well-prepared meal?
You see, Rachel, with quality writers, you never do burp jokes or fart jokes. You won't find that on the sense for you.
No, never.
That's the Hoopettes. I'm blaming them. They're my Slytherin.
They're a bad influence, the Hoopettes.
Yeah, garbage. I've got an idea. The Hoopettes turning into the Slytherin. There you go. So my source said, still chuntering away about the RTD, you can't have Shooty paraded up and down and all the rest of it. Remember that bit? Because he then said this. Oh, God, I've got 2 photographs in a row. What a treat. With Russell, he should have had enough relationships with those people around him, but they failed to do their job. They should have said no. How many times, Rachel, did we do interviews, and we talked about this endlessly, when he said nobody challenges him, which is why that speech the other day is farcical, because he says nobody ever challenges him, and now he's moaning that somebody's challenged him. But nobody said no, and this is what the source is going mad about.
Well, I don't blame him for going mad about it. I mean, some of the best stuff that you could possibly make is when people have gone, no, we can't go that far. We should do it like this, perhaps this way. If he's just running wild and doing whatever he wants, this is why it's become shoddy, because no one has said no to him. He's got no happy medium going on there.
It becomes a corruption. His argument the other day was about self-censorship and the oppression of ideas that never get a voice. But actually, he's been given voice to stuff that should be self-censored and should stay inside. You know,
that's true. Peter Harrington has just said that they would have been sacked if they had said something, and there's a good possibility that that would have happened as well. You know, because if you disagree with him, you're out the door.
Yeah, or we all said 2005 was Rob Sheeman, Paul Cornell, and where were they in this series? Is it because maybe they had a mind?
I find it interesting that the infinitely better writers consistently than what RTD ever was never really came back.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. Did he become a god complex? Thank you very much, Marie. David Tennant calls himself a huge Doctor Who fan, and yet he's happy to trash the whole Doctor Who universe. I know what you mean, Marie. I don't know how much leeway the actors have. And now he's the lead actor playing Doctor Who. Coming back, I don't know how much control he has, because it's not his enterprise then. I think when he was the 10th Doctor, I think he could have had quite a bit of say. Yeah. I'm not sure about doing a 3-part special. He could have had much say. I don't know.
You don't know unless obviously you're in the room. There is a possibility that he could have had some. I don't know. I wonder what his father-in-law would have made of it.
Oh well, we know that he's the man who looks after Doctor Who a lot better now. And David Frame, I'll obviously put your comment up. You're giving me money earlier. That was very nice of you. All I had to do was have the Doctor drop a line that he'd been upgrading the Sonic to explain how the device can now do that. And also then, David, if you're the right who says that, we then sack you for still being lazy, because I still don't think the Sonic should do that. But yes, you can explain it that way. I agree. But when he's been waiting since 2010 to write another Doctor Who story, he starts with a comic strip story, and then he starts cheating with making the Sonic this magic laser thing. I'm sorry, you haven't been thinking about Doctor Who for 10 years, and you just don't know what you're doing.
Not if you're doing that. I mean, so having the Jodie Whittaker Doctor's Sonic screwdriver continuously breaking, that would have been a good reason to write it out.
Yeah. The best thing, John Nathan Turner, Pteroleptals, episode 3, blow the bloody thing up.
Yeah, absolutely. In actual fact, give Chris Chibnall his due. I can't believe I'm just about to say this.
Oh, I'm going to click this out.
The fact that he introduced the fact that the sonic screwdriver would stop working on a regular basis. Props to him for doing that, because that meant that writers had to do their job and write. It was annoying that it would coincidentally start working again as or when she needed it. But there we go.
There we go.
I'm off my high horse now.
And Jodie Whittaker's doctor did start sniffing the air, saying, "Oh, it's 1604," and you thought, "Oh, for God's sake!" Touching grammar.
At least they tried to be more creative.
Yeah, it went
Be more
magically.
creative.
Now, he also said Bad Wolf failed in their job in keeping an eye on RTD. So the source said the tick box exercises, I don't believe there were tick box exercises, Brendan. I think they were genuinely coming from RTD, and that was the problem. It was all coming from him. He wants a gay, he's having a gay doctor. He's ridiculous, because how do we know the doctor was gay? We don't, because the doctor isn't sexual. End of.
Yeah, and right up until the show came back, he wasn't made a big hoo-ha out of. Maybe the companions might have been, but not really the doctor at all.
Nah.
You know, I know a lot of people argue, well, Susan is the granddaughter of the doctor. I know a lot of people argue that, but even so, it's not displayed then.
No. Now, the thinking, I'll give you a call out, because obviously I always use your logos of Doctor Who, and he does some loads of different ones. Oh, Russell, mate, no. Oi, exit stage left, the biggest flounce in history. Yeah, you've been elbowed, the hooks pulled you off, and you are kicking and screaming. Knowing the Aussies, it's the biggest dummy spit in history. That's what it is. You can see him. Can you imagine him as a baby in a pram? He'd be rocking it like hell, kicking off, throwing his rattle out.
Everything that's happened just recently is like he's throwing his toys out the pram. So
when you saw that speech, forget all the words. The performance of it, he wasn't moderate. He wasn't level.
You've won a BAFTA. You get up there and you say thank you. You talk a bit about your career if you want to, and then you get off.
Yeah, don't you waffle on about your mum and dad and world peace? I think you have to get them in.
Who was it? It was Ricky Gervais. Was it Ricky Gervais who said something about what people say in their acceptance speeches, and he was like, "No, just say thank you and go."
Yeah, yeah. Because everybody gives you a very big clap because they're grateful that you've given them some more life to themselves.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know why RTD just didn't write a new show called Time Traveling Homosexuals in Space and just left Doctor Who alone. I think we've all come to that conclusion, Domgo, that he just changed it too much. He didn't have the ideas to do Doctor Who. He certainly didn't have science fiction ideas, so he had to go down the soap opera road and, love, 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 sex, sex, sex. That's basically it. There he is. That's what he looks like.
Oh,
Did
so
do.
airbrushed.
Yes, I know. So he's not that straight anyway. They should have closed that down and said, look, we're not having a doctor kissing men. They shouldn't have had the doctor kissing women in the last way. It was ridiculous. If you want to do that, just start again. And as you said, Domgo, have a new show. Not, we're going to change this show. That's it.
He took the idea from the movie when the doctor kisses Grace, and he rolled with that and said, right, we can have that because it was introduced in the movie. They did it with the movie because it was more of a movie and it was a Hollywood aspect. Didn't need to happen then, like every time since, with almost every single doctor. So, but it did.
It did. And if you've only got 45 minutes to tell an amazing adventure in time and space, I don't want 5 minutes, 10 minutes where you're going, are we arguing? Are you looking at me funny? And all that stuff, sexual tension. No, I want extra time fighting an alien, getting a space plague, please.
Yeah, those bits is what the sci-fi stories should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have enough alienness. We didn't have enough of that. We had a lot of parochial Earth issues, didn't we? That's what happened. Now, let me just grab this up. Let's have a look. Pikehead, hi there. I think the general public don't give a monkeys about Doctor Who. That boat has sailed. I agree with you. We are just the diehards. Most of the diehards have hated it since Chibnall's era, so that leaves a handful of brainwashed fans. Well, we're all in therapy. That's what this is. It's therapy. That's in essence what we've got. Marie, RTD, you get the face you deserve.
I tell you one thing about the difference between the Chibnall era and the most recent era is the costume and the makeup from the Chibnall era is really good in comparison to the era that we just had.
Yeah. Well, let's not mention Billie Piper's 16th Doctor appearance when the makeup was all through her
Oh
hair.
yeah, that's just weird. That's just weird. You know, it's like they've looked at the quality of like presentation quality of the Jodie era, and they've gone, right, we don't want that because we want to go childish again, so we'll go like that in that direction. And it's like,
It's a funny mix though, isn't it, Rachel? Because what he did is he went very babyish and silly, but he had the sexual jokes and talk, and it's like, so you've got sexual
yeah,
jokes and talk and dialogue
mm,
with the baby show. And instead of just giving us a really intelligent, they used to say intelligent 12-year-olds they were writing for. Just do it for them, please.
yeah, do it for them. Get the visuals back up to par like it was with Jodie, because I can't deny that. Like some of the stuff on the rewatch, I'm like, actually, that looks really good. Looks good. Story's not great, but it looks good.
Well,
You know,
Geordie, well,
get it up
Geordie,
to that level.
well, Geordie boy, up my way, forgive me, but as one of the unwashed, casual viewers of Doctor Who, can the retired version of Tennant Who not go back and undo the Mavity universe, seeing it off in a bubble, sorted? Well, we can do anything now because actually, we even with the 50th anniversary, we did do that kind of Gallifrey in the bubble stuff, didn't we? I mean, this whole story with Wild Beyonder was I've thrown some salt over my shoulder, and it's got some strange things coming from the end of time. It's like, oh, for God's sake, we bought that, we bought that.
Yeah.
So yes,
And
Geordie
and
boy.
like the arms
Oh,
and the body parts, that was just
that was depressing.
like I don't even think it looked good. It was
No.
weird, but it just didn't look good.
It,
Like,
there were too many things like the arms and the stuff, and then later on the Space Babies, and then the Goblin King and the Goblin Dance and song. It was all just too jokey, just too
yeah,
jokey.
it was just too jokey. I didn't like the fact that the Time Lords got turned into cyber Time Lords or whatever it was they called them, right?
Ugh.
Okay, but I tell you what, their headpieces, beautiful. Really like that.
It's just that when you saw the
It
Borg
was
in Star Trek, why the hell would the Cybermen want to turn into this intricate kind of, do you know what they're turned into, the Cybermen in the Timeless Children? They're turned into the very camp Eric, the Doctor Who movie master. I
Yeah.
always dread for the occasion. You're going, Cybermen aren't vain.
No, not at all. Not at all. Visually, it's beautiful, but
Yes.
yeah, you're right. Not at all. But the
It's like these Cybermen, and this is where Doctor Who's gone wrong. These Cybermen going, do I look good? Do I look nice in this? Oh,
no, I'm
God.
being too nice about the Jodie era tonight.
Oh, I don't know. You're ill. I know you said you're ill.
Yeah,
You're ill.
yeah, that's it. That's it. We'll blame it on that. Yeah, yeah. Don't say anything else.
So
Figment of your imagination, chat. All right.
so the source continues. Star Trek at least has the audience to do some of the things it does. Doctor Who doesn't have the audience for that. Their audiences are older. Hush your mouth. Who grew up with it, who loved it, who supported it through their whole lives. And how dare you insult them?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
we all get insulted by various things. If you've committed to the project for so many years from your childhood through, bought things, read the books, done the all of that, whether it's the sonic screwdriver, whether it's the characterization that's asexual and non-sexual, whether it's that you want it adventures in time and space of all time and space and not just 21st century Earth, there have been problems for so many people. And we've all aligned by going, this is just not Doctor Who, RTD. It's just not. You've changed that, you've changed that, you've changed the TARDIS into do this, you've changed. It's just, they even faffed with the Doctor Who music and added a few bars at the beginning, didn't they? They really are. The regeneration, which, as you know, I can't stand. And I just think too much. It's not saying too much change and we don't like it. I think it's just you've changed it so much. It's just not Doctor Who. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not Doctor Who. Obviously, when they bring the show back, we expect there's going to be changes. There's going to be updates. It's going to have to also appeal to a newer audience as well, and we understand that. You know, it's not going to be exactly like classic, but changing it altogether, that's taking it one step too far. It's like, well, if we change this, if we do this, but we just put Sutek in here, or we bring back the Rani, or whatever, then you know the older fans, they'll be happy. But look what they did.
Yeah.
Like they changed Sutek, they changed Omega, and they bi-generated or whatever that nonsense was with the Rani, rather than like regenerate and have a clean regeneration
But you could easily
for
save
them
Doctor Who.
both.
You could easily save Doctor Who now, because look
Yeah.
what Dom Go says. I left the 60th anniversary specials thoroughly deflated.
Yes.
And then they showed you a trailer of Gatwa spinning in a skirt in a gay club, and I knew it was completely over.
Yeah.
Do you know what? If a new Doctor, do you know, that looked and acted and was dressed a bit like Chris Eccleston arrived, you'd go, yep, I'm on this.
100%, because it looks visually like it's going to be fantastic. You give it a go, and if it doesn't meet up to your expectations, you know, you'll be off, right? Okay, but you're right. If they're dressed like Chris Eccleston or doctor-ish looking, 100%.
Yeah, and actually, in
Absolutely.
many ways, the Ninth Doctor seemed a bit undoctorish, but it just seemed right. And I could just
Yeah.
see everybody go, "Oh, is this Doctor Who now? Oh, I'll give it a look." But when
Yeah.
you see a man in a skirt, whatever you want to call it, in a nightclub, whether it's gay or not, you actually think I could see a lot of the British public going, I'm not sure I'm watching this."
Yeah.
You know,
It's because it's like it's showing you the wrong bits, isn't it, really, if you think about it? They think that will make a great trailer because they're trying to appeal to an audience that doesn't really exist.
yeah.
So they go with that. But really, what you want to see is him leaping over the chimney pots or something like that, or him jumping onto a rope and grabbing hold of something, or saying something that's super intelligent. No, you got him there prancing around in a skirt.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that where's the centre ground of Britain or any country really? It's a conservative middle. They can be fairly liberal at one end, but basically the middle ground. Do they
Yeah.
want to see a male lead in a skirt?
Mm.
They're not dismissing it. They're not bigots, but in the middle there, they're going, I don't know if this is the character I really want to watch.
Mm.
And the fringe characters, so to speak, can do lots of things, especially in sci-fi, but please don't have the Doctor doing that.
I tell you what, had they gone down the route of, well, if we put his Doctor in a kilt and get him to do his Scottish accent, because he can do a Scottish accent. I know he lived in Scotland anyway, so he should be able to, right? And given him something on the top that was doctorish, I think people might have bought into that a lot more than like.
I think it
I
looked.
don't know.
I think this version of Doctor Who was looking try hard to be cool, and it therefore missed completely. If you try to be cool, cool is not trying to be cool. That's uncool.
Yeah.
You know, people are cool. They just exude it. You don't force cool on people.
Yeah. And Shooty wouldn't have been able to tell him no because nobody told him what to do.
No, but they've all suddenly started. Oh, hey.
Yeah, about time.
So, Bad Wolf failed their job, and as the source says, there was grievous, serious executive producer mistakes and mismanagement, and a total lack of duty of whatever. I tell you what, remember, this is a media insider, a TV producer saying this. They are shocked at how shoddy the operation for Doctor Who has been. The source doesn't understand how Disney allowed this, but I think they found out too late from the Russians. What the hell is happening here? And they just wanted out after Space Babies. But basically, where was Bad Wolf? Where were all the other executive producers?
Well, they were all singing along to the tune of what RTD wanted to do. That's what they were doing. And RTD wrote a lot based on the Rushes as well.
It does,
Goodness
yeah.
me, it
Well,
must
yeah,
have been all over the place. I would have
yeah.
hated to have thought.
Yeah, I keep changing the script when I see Shooty cry, and I go, "Oh, we'll have more tears next time." Oh, just write a script, and Shooty applies to it because Shooty didn't know Doctor Who,
No.
and RTD said in that clip, he said, "I need to know. I'm the one who knows the rules, and I know which rules can be pushed, and I
Yeah.
need to look after Doctor Who."
Yeah,
Even
he didn't watch it.
not really. I mean, come on,
No.
Shooty didn't know Doctor Who. They all say they do. All these people who are writing for Doctor Who now from, Nigeria and that, oh, I've watched Doctor Who since I was 10. Well, why have you written a story that, sorry, no.
Oh, well, with that one was pure mismanagement. In that one, Noah Adams, that was based off his play, wasn't it? He
Yeah,
was told
yeah.
to do that.
He was.
Yeah. That like, I could imagine if that was like a National Theatre thing. Oh, it was at the National. What am I talking about? I could imagine that being on at the National. People would have gone to see that and enjoyed it, you know? Oh.
Yeah, but it's horses for courses, isn't it? I mean, you might like that on the
Yeah.
stage, but do you want that for your Doctor Who
Oh,
episode?
it's completely different. I mean, you watch all these things that are meant for stage get adapted for screen, and they have to change things in order to make it work, because it won't work otherwise.
Yeah.
Or like
Geordie,
Mary Poppins is Mary Poppins is also a good one because they adapted the books. P.L. Travers wasn't happy with the film. But the film was obviously really successful. But when it came to doing the musical version, they had to go back to the books more because P.L. Travers would not let it go ahead otherwise. So that's what they did. And obviously they took stuff from the film.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
there has to be some consistency somewhere. Geordie
yeah.
Boy. Now, Geordie Boy, you remember Geordie's and
Yeah.
Teesside, we don't get on,
Yeah.
but thank you for the £5. Enjoying your show. Now, so I
Thank
do have manners, and I will say thanks to you with, it seems a bit Sylvester McCoy tonight, but anyway, here we go.
Okay. I dig a Sylvester.
You feeling better now, dear?
There's nothing quite like tea and crumpets, is there? I really must be going now.
Oh, we couldn't possibly let you.
No, we can't, Hilda.
We would like you to stay for a very long time.
If
we don't imagine you ever leaving at all.
You are joking, aren't you?
We don't see this as a matter for humour, Mel, dear. We mean every word. It is much better not to struggle too much. Needless distress.
Bonnie Langford scream.
Well, I mean, why not?
My parents, and it was the Mark of the Rani, I think. No, Time in the Rani. Sorry, excuse me. And my dad didn't know I was watching it, and suddenly we hear a and my dad goes, "Oh, Bonnie Langford."
Yeah, I know. I did. Oh, and there's your other example. RTD, you brought Bonnie Langford back, and you didn't really need her. You didn't use her. You didn't.
No, it would have been good if like he could have played off how they developed her in the audio plays. They give her a bit more depth in the audio plays and played off that a bit more. She didn't scream though, so that was a plus.
She didn't know. John here. People today in other shows root for more characters than the Doctor and Companion. Many more characters mean something. The thing is, I think there's, in a way, John, I feel as though we had too many characters lacking anything. You had a unit leader who just fancied a man, and they stayed back later on and shared a cuppa. You had Rose Noble, who didn't have much character either, but she solved some shoplifting in Catford. They were all emblems. There weren't, I mean, I've got an actress here. There weren't really characters of substance, were there?
No, not really. There wasn't a lot of depth to them. It's almost like there were too many, to be honest with you, I think.
But put it this way, and John, you can be right, but I think RTD didn't manage as a writer to cope with that amount of characters. He didn't develop them. Bad
Oh, I
writing.
don't think so. I don't
No.
think so. I really don't. I really don't. I think Big Finish put him to shame in many respects. I think he doesn't do too badly, aside from the fancying of the Doctor with Sarah Jane. I don't think he does too badly there. But obviously, we don't have Liz Sladen anymore, so she wouldn't come back. So he brought Mel back, and she was just two-dimensional. She wouldn't really do anything.
Oh well, he turned into Mad Mel, and I'm thinking, oh, I don't
Oh
like that.
yeah, that was just silly. Oh, she's bonkers or whatever it was.
There were. Do you know what? You know, nowadays you have to be careful of prejudice, discrimination, and you
Yeah.
have to be inclusive and you have to be kind. Calling the 14th Doctor skinny, calling Mel the mad auntie because she's not got kids. I mean, come on, we all know there's a bigotry going on here. She's the mad unmarried aunties. That's what's going on there. I'm sorry, but it's not a joke.
No,
It's
it's
not a joke.
not. It's not.
It's cruel. I just didn't like it. How is it RTD thinks that's kind? In what way is that progressive? Yes, you know, she's the mad auntie, the kooky auntie, because she's
Maybe that just tells us more about him as a person.
Yeah.
Because like he didn't write that way early on with Doctor Who. So what's changed? And people have said he's changed.
Well,
in real life.
You know, I mean, I should save some of these case studies, but I really resented in Star Beast the Doctor's weight being addressed in any way.
Yeah, I didn't need it.
It's just that where are we going? I thought I keep getting told how I'm supposed to behave in this society, and then I keep getting shown by the people telling me, and they do things badly, and I'm thinking, well, you don't mention people's weight, you don't mention whether they're fat or skinny, you don't do it.
No, you don't do it in general. Like that's being catty for the sake of being catty.
Yeah. As Stephen Bellow says here with Mad Mel, you might as well call her a spinster. I know. How is that better, calling her a mad auntie?
Didn't they do that in Wish World?
Maybe.
Something along those lines. They said something about her being a spinster. Maybe
Well, she might be a spinster, but I'm infertile. I'm barren. I'm infertile.
Yeah. Children, you don't know what that means? Go ask your parents. It's time for you to have that conversation.
Is it a bit like the sperm and the egg in Robot Revolution? Yes.
Oh, yes. It's a bit like that.
Clean it up.
Just that you don't get that.
No. You always need disinfectant. I think people think it was tick boxes from the BBC. I don't think it was, and it certainly wasn't tick boxes from Disney. See, this is what he's saying. It was all RTD. The BBC and Disney wanted David Tennant and Chris Eccleston Mark II. That's what they wanted, but they didn't get it. They got a game.
No, they definitely didn't get it. So essentially, it was obviously meet the criteria that the BBC needed, checkbox wise, DEI equality wise. But then I want to do this, so let's check that. I want to do that, so let's check that. BBC, by the way, do one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when BBC might eventually think we've lost a streamer called Disney,
Yeah.
we don't even know if we can afford season 3.
Yeah.
Compliance is going to kick in, RTD. I know you said you've written season 3 and season 4, darling, and season 5, but compliance is now going to say you're going to have to change the. How dare you? You're telling me to change my scripts? Yes, we are actually. Yeah. We should have done it long ago.
I'm
We've
going
lost
to become the newest Eric Saywood. You cannot have the rest of my script. Where Eric Saywood, was it Eric Saywood?
Bye.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Oh no, but we don't have Pip and Jane Baker anymore, or JNT to take over the writing. Oh, what are we going to do?
God, I tell you what, Diva, yeah.
Yeah.
Dalek Lives Matters. Thank you for your comment on YouTube. I saw it. It's almost like they're trying to appeal to. Sorry, Dalek Lives Matters. You were on another podcast. I got told at 1 a.m. that you were bigging up at my channel. Thank you very much. That's what I meant. It's almost like they're trying to appeal to easily pleased, convention-going, scarf-wearing geek demographic with all this lame nostalgia inserted slop and ignored the sci-fi fans. I have detected for a long time, Rachel, and I think Dalek Lives Matters is onto it. everything intellectually is light and frothy.
Yeah.
Sci-fi, no. Christopher H. Bidmead, bless him, no. Nothing that looks like hard sci-fi. Nothing. Jerry Davis, not a chance in hell.
No, there's no challenge there for
It's all
children.
too
Drivel, it's
accessible
trot.
for amoebas to watch. It really is. It's like you could sit there with your 2 brain cells going, oh, I might buy that costume.
So, oh no, actually, I can't say that because he said that off the record. I'll let you know something
Okay.
later. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe I heard it, but yeah, I'll tell you later. I'm not going to say it just in case it starts a gossip thing. But I don't know. Okay.
Okay, doke, I know. And my source continues. They wanted the show. This is Disney. That's why they said yes to him. They didn't know they were going to get this thing instead. They didn't know RTD would deliver this. And then it's too late. Once you're in production, it's too late. You can't stop it. It's a role.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So-
'Cause it's going to cost the money if they'd stopped it at that point, you know?
Because the famous bit, Rachel, as you know, is the church on Ruby Road when suddenly he got some notes to add a scene.
Oh, that was from Disney, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Introducing the Doctor earlier.
Yeah. But I think there may have been a lot more notes, but that was the one. That was the compromise.
That was the main one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with introducing the Doctor earlier. I didn't think that was a problem. Actually, it was probably better that he was introduced that way, given the first scene that we see him in.
Yeah.
What would have been the first scene that we see him in?
That's maybe what they were worried about. Remember, they were getting amazing audience feedback. But that's famously the only note that really got through that we got to be told about. And yet Disney did drop a clanner here. They trusted this British brand and RTD they showed respect.
Yeah.
And what ended up is he slapped them in the face with his agenda. And he out-agendered. He out-Disney. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it?
Well, maybe this was a smack on the wrist that Disney needed a bit of a wake-up call.
Yes.
Because they've pulled back on some of their agenda as well since all of this has happened.
Isn't it a bit like being hoisted by your own petard? Isn't it called ironic?
Very ironic. Very ironic. Yeah. I bet they were not happy with them at all.
There you go, folks. It's from the horse's mouth, all this lot. I've got to keep reminding us, because I say the source to stop me from saying people's names. But the thing is, he is a media insider. He is a TV producer. And that's what these are saying. I mean, come on. I mean, it's so blatant. This isn't couched diplomatic language, is it, Rachel?
No, not at all. And if you've got someone who's a media insider, you said he was a producer?
Yeah.
Right, if he's saying that, you've got a problem.
Yeah, because he was. Remember what I think on one of our streams, one of his quotes was he was shocked at how much shoot he was allowed to get away with by the showrunner, because he said the showrunner should have called him out.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. What, with his behaviour on set?
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
And the source also said that regarding Jodie Whittaker, that actually part of the fault of what happened there is he should have got all the directors together. He's thinking like a producer. He said, you get all the directors together and say, this is how we want to depict the first female Doctor.
Yeah.
And so you get a common unified approach. But it didn't do that.
No, because, well, if you're making big changes like that, you definitely would have to do that. You've all got to be on the same wavelength for that. 100%. Yeah.
And that surely is what, if it is the first female Doctor, if that's your thing, sell it.
Sell it. 100%. I mean, it's a huge risk, right?
Yeah.
And the ratings, like, what was it, 10 million? It showed how big of a risk it was and how intrigued people were by it. If they had able to keep it up at that level, which they didn't, then people would have watched it.
But we did have a good female Time Lord.
Leave the girl. It's the man I want.
Kate.
Oh, yeah. Leave me.
Very stellar.
Leave the
I
girl.
must admit, you know,
Oh,
and our lovely ladies who took over did a fabulous job too.
they did. They did. I mean, they tried the best, but they probably didn't. You know, Anita Dobson's just an actress. And when I say just an actress, she's not a sci-fi. You know, she probably thought, "What the hell's all this? Is this how you want me to play it? Or now you want me to act all subservient? All right, I'm
Oh
getting
well,
so
she would have known. She would have known Kate, surely, though, because
Yeah, I think so.
didn't
I think
she? Yeah, I feel like
at the
she'd done
convention,
something.
at the convention I went to, she did an hour's panel. Anita Dobson, bless her, and she talked through it all. She tried to sell the fact that her character, she didn't say this, but it's, you know, her character wasn't developed because she just kept getting these scenes where she just appears and gets a one liner. Now Anita Dobson can do a one liner, but
Oh yeah.
it's undervaluing her by how much?
Oh, a lot, a lot.
And
You
then if
know?
you're thinking, oh, well, it doesn't matter, it's okay. I mean, every episode I can sell the line and be sassy, and then right at the end I steal the show. No, you
Yeah,
don't.
but well, no, because she generated into Archie Punjabi, and we should have got at least one with Anita Dobson just straight up as the Rani.
Yeah,
See what
because
she can do.
we saw Anita Dobson in EastEnders, you know, with
Mm.
Dirty Den, and I remember as a kid watching their arguments, and she can get her teeth going, and she can get a bit cut in.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that Anita Dobson to come through, but instead we got the, "Do you want a cheese sandwich?" So,
You know, and bearing in mind how they filmed soaps, it would be completely different to how they filmed Doctor Who. It's like moving cam, static cam, and it's churn it out as quickly as you can. She would have less time to think about what she was doing in order to film those scenes as Angie.
yeah.
So, you know, and that's harder than what she had to do for Doctor Who.
She had anything. The hardest thing for her in Doctor Who was she just gets a costume to do one scene and hang around all bloody day, probably. I bet
Yeah.
that would have been. She's like an extra. Zach Whitten, Attack of the Cybermen Part 1 got about 9 million, but ratings fell for the rest of season 22. Similarly, Jodie's first episode got 9 million, but ratings then fell. I thought it got about 12 million the first one. I thought it was massive.
It
But
was
did-
pretty big.
But it did. In fact, I think it was the biggest
Yeah.
first episode, but it did collapse, didn't it?
But
Zach?
it was just because people were intrigued.
Well, we were intrigued by him being a torturer, remember? Not my
Yeah.
doctor. Messing on with gloves. Remember that scene?
Yes,
Not
I
my
do.
doctor. It's just not on. So Rachel, we've been round the houses tonight, really, but you know, it was a nice welcome back, full of cold and all the rest of it. But here we
Yeah.
are.
You know, as you do.
As you do. Now, you may not have noticed that we had, thanks to Garbage again, Garbage Who, everybody, it was his idea. I do as I'm told, sir. That basically he said, why don't your credits lead off with different cliffhangers every time with the Who pets? I'm going, excuse me? So, here's our goodbye with them. But just before we do say goodbye, of course, we had a hello to Rachel, and Rachel, come on and sell us what's on your channel at the moment.
Okay, so I've been covering a lot of the issues that have been going on with AI, with the AI actress and YouTube censorship. I've got some other places where you can find me as well. Obviously, I still do Doctor Who. That's still on a Sunday. Other places you can find me is Substack, where I now do additional articles because obviously I work full time, so I can't always make a video. And I've reintroduced bonus videos and Keep It Positives coming back. So we have a bit more of the evergreen content as well. So lots going on, lots of changes. And I normally do it when I'm feeling a little bit better. But
I know, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, if everybody saw what I was like the other day when I went
Yeah.
off camera for a second and came back with a change of clothes,
yeah.
why?
Oh, wow, mysterious. Yeah. Now, this is what I was like a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, I was like, oh, I couldn't even do anything. So
The things we
I'm
do
okay
for our
today.
viewers.
Yeah. But yes, I've got all sorts of things happening on my channel. So yeah, if you like the extra spicy things that are non-Doctor Who related, that's what I do over there.
There you go. And people are glad to see you back and all the rest of it.
Yes, thank you for having me back. It was good to be back. I've taken a
Well-
long rest from the channel, so it was good to be back.
Well, we mix and match all the time. I'm aware you're busy. I
do.
was aware you've been working harder this year than last year, if you get my gist. And I'm
Yes,
just
yes,
aware.
yeah. Lots been going on this year with the delivery apps.
I don't
which
like.
I'm sure you know
I
if you
don't like
follow
to
videos.
over rely on, because this is all goodwill, everybody, isn't it? This is goodwill, and so I can't go all. I'll ask Rachel every day when she's done days where it's too much. She's got her own channel. I've got to be always cognizant of that. So, great to have you back. So,
thank you.
the Who Pets, who dies tonight? Here we go. Goodbye, everyone. Will I do a
Bye.
thing tomorrow? I don't know. Do I have a
Hope so.
life? Definitely not. See ya.
Bye.
RTD wants sensory shut down. Those Who Pets have had the last hand up them. Time to die. It's just giving me the creeps. This never happened on Finger Bobs. One by one, they're all mine. They don't like it up 'em. All this walking, I wish I had my Benidorm motor scooter. I have it!